Hi everyone, welcome to my latest vlog, and I'm doing this one for the Outdoor Bloggers website. If you haven't been on it yet, it's outdoorbloggers.co.uk, and we've got a new monthly theme for May, and it's New Life. It's a subject I chose and a subject that's really close to my heart because May is my favourite time of year. There's just new everything, so there's new leaves, there's new lambs jumping around in the field, and specifically my favourite, there's lots of bird nests, and one of my favourite activities is to find them and find out what birds we've got living in this wood. And I've been scouting some out over the last couple of weeks to show you, so I'm going to take you on a bit of a tour and show you some of the nests that we've got around, so enjoy. So the house is just there, and if I pan round, I kind of stood in our kind of front garden area, well, I'll call it a garden, and that there is one of the owl boxes. That's the one we believe the tawny owls are nesting in. We've seen them going in and out delivering food, so we're going to have a little climb up just to see what's inside. Hopefully there'll be a couple of chicks. I have to be very quick about it so as not to disturb them, but I'll try and get the camera in there to take a quick video. Right, I'll do that now. So I'm up next to the box. I can't actually quite reach it. So I'm just going to poke the camera in there to see if we can film whatever's in there. Hopefully some eggs or some chicks. You can see inside. Very careful. There's two babies. See them? Isn't that great? Hey. Right, better get down now. Nice view from here. You can see the other box there where the owl is. This is the box I'm going to have a look at. Right, so I'm just going to lift the camera up and put it inside carefully. So that's really exciting. There's two stocked of eggs in there. Not sure how long she's been sitting, but I better get down quickly so she can return. Right. It's a bit high. I'm not that fond of heights. This is the final one. I'm going to go up the ladder, see what's in there. So I've had to put the light on to go in here because it's really dark. Going in really carefully. Selfie stick hasn't got a bend on it, so it might be a bit awkward. Oh look, they look like stock dove eggs. Oh, that's great. Not a squirrel then, stock doves. So it's pretty awesome that we've got the tawny owl nesting again in one of the boxes. She didn't actually nest in any of them last year, where we've had them nesting in there pretty much for the last 10 years, which is pretty awesome. The middle box we've actually got a camera in, and a couple of years ago we recorded the chicks as they grow up, which was amazing, but no camera in the left one. However, it does mean that we can watch the stock dove chicks this year, so I better get it all set up and switched on. The camera itself is in the box, but we haven't actually got the power connected up at the moment, so I'll do that and I'll report back. This is the garden, and below me here on the ground there's a nest of robins, which I'll show you very carefully. This tuft here, if I call them you might be able to see them. They're in there. There you go. Oh, they're cute. So this here is actually a dunnocks nest. As you can see, there's actually a broken egg in it. So something's actually already raided this one, which is a bit of a shame. This one's in the conifers and they usually nest here each year. So it is upsetting to find a nest that's been raided, but it's quite normal and natural. You get mice going into nests, you might even get rats going into nests. Probably the one that's most annoying is the grey squirrel, because the grey squirrel is actually not native to our country. It actually came over from America originally, and they have not only caused issues for our native red squirrel, which we won't find here in this area of Yorkshire anyway. They've also destroyed a lot of songbirds' nests. So last year was a particular bad year. I remember we had a long-tailed tit's nest in one of the bushes, and one morning came out and it was basically strewn all over the floor. It was clearly a squirrel that had destroyed it and taken the eggs, and that is upsetting, because you kind of know it's not supposed to be here, and it's kind of humans' fault for the squirrel being in this country in the first place. And you also get magpies and crows that destroy a lot of nests, well, a lot of eggs in nests. We found a sparrowhawk's egg last year actually, that had been eaten by what we think was a magpie. But the good news is the sparrowhawks did move location to the other side of the wood and successfully raised some chicks, and we've actually seen them around this year, so hopefully they'll nest successfully again as long as those magpies stay away. So anyway, I've had a word with Magnus and told him to tell his cousins that they're not allowed into the wood. I want to show you this over here. I think you should be able to see it on the camera. But this here is where a roe deer buck has been sat, and he will have been scraping his antlers on this bit of copsed tree here, so you can see how it's all been shredded. So what they do is they rub their antlers against trees to remove the velvet covering that covers them as they grow, so it must get a little bit itchy. So here is actually another area that a roe deer has been lying. You can see that really clearly. And that's where he's been rubbing his antlers. Now, what's really interesting is if you look at the tree to the side here, that looks as though it's got some scarring on from previous years. So maybe this is a regular spot that the buck returns to each year. You can also see on here. So you see how it's healed over, and on this side as well. Can you see this? Wood chippings. But we're not in our log yard. This is actually been made by an animal. Can you guess which one? Well, hopefully this tree will give you a clue. See that it hasn't got a top, and quite hard to show you in this lighting, but if I zoom in here, I don't think it's very visible. Let me move around. You can just make it out that there's a hole. That's where a great spotted woodpecker has made its nest. So I hope you've enjoyed my video on new life, and also enjoyed seeing some of the birds that live in the woods. And if you have any wildlife that's living around your area, I'd love to hear from you. This video is actually getting embedded on my YouTube channel, so the Thrifty Magpies Nest YouTube channel, but it's also getting put on the outdoorbloggers.co.uk website. So if you haven't heard of Outdoor Bloggers, it's basically a place, a community, if you like, of people who blog about anything about the outdoors. And I set it up with Zoe from Splod's Blogs, and we'd love to welcome you if you blog about anything to do with the outdoors. So that might be running, it might be walking, camping, outdoor photography such as landscape photography, it might be you're interested in nature. So basically, if you blog anything about the outdoors, you're very welcome to join us. So head over to the website if you haven't not on it already. It's www.outdoorbloggers.co.uk. See you next time.